On today's show, the LA Clippers continued their winning ways on this final homestand, and it was so easy in the first of a back-to-back against the Dallas Mavericks. How did Kawhi look? Who were the standouts? And why did it feel like a walk in the park? Going to be talking about it all on today's Locked On Homestretch Clippers.
You are Locked On Clippers, your daily Los Angeles Clippers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, sir. You were locking in with the Clips. Thank you for making Locked On Clippers the first listen of your day, your team every day. I'm your host, Darian Vaziri, born and raised in LA, been a Clipper fan for 20 years, been covering the Clippers on my own YouTube channel, Dime Dropper, for 5 years, and Locked On Clippers right here on the Locked On Podcast Network for 3 years. Make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels, hit the notification bell, and of course, you can listen to Locked On Clippers wherever you get your podcasts. This episode of Locked On Clippers is brought to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Head on over to FanDuel.com and bet on this Final Four action. In this episode, we're going to be talking about why this game just seemed way too easy for us. We're going to be talking about Kawhi again, because as I said, by the way, we also have a newsletter. LockedOnDaily.com is where you sign up for it. I write it every single day, so please go over to the LockedOnDaily.com. But we're going to be talking about Kawhi and then also Bogey. But look, I talked about going into this homestand, 5 straight home games to end the season. New Orleans, Dallas twice, Houston, San Antonio. We should probably win 4 of those games, if not all of them. These last 7 games, and I talked about it going into the New Orleans game, we should go at least 5-2. Well, we're 2-0 so far, so we're doing real well. Dallas again on Saturday. They're saying that Kawhi Leonard may play. They haven't ruled him out, and it's about to be 5. By the time this is out, it'll be like 4 o'clock. By the time you can listen to this. So, I mean, he might be playing a back-to-back. We might be in desperation mode because we don't want to play in that play-in. Because here's the thing. The way they might be seeing it is Kawhi might be playing an extra game in the play-in. And that's going to be a higher intensity game than what this game would be. So if we could win this game on Saturday night, make it so that we don't even have to play in the play-in, that would be nice. But let's talk about the game. This one was just too easy. I mean, without Anthony Davis, we didn't have Ben Simmons, but without Anthony Davis, if Spencer Dinwiddie is not getting, scoring for them, they had no chance against our defense to get good shots. I mean, Najee Marshall had 22 points on 8 for 14 shooting, but they never felt threatening at any point. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie still scored 18, but let's see what they shot as a team. 45.5% from the field, 20 from 3, 65 from the line, and they turned the ball over 17 times. So we did a very good job. 18 times. So we did a very good job defensively. But again, yes, we did a good job defensively. We have great defenders in the Kawhi Leonard, Ivica Zubac, even James Harden, I thought was playing good defense in this game. And in terms of Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr., if you're not spacing well off ball and they're one pass away, they are going to get into the ball handler and help and force turnovers. They're going to jab and get their hands on the ball. They're going to get their hands on potentially the recovery when they recover after their jab, when they're one pass away. I mean, those two are so great. You really need to be on your P's and Q's, spacing off of your teammates if you're the other team playing against Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. And honestly, Kawhi Leonard falls into that category as well. But this was just another game where, in the beginning, funny enough, the only reason why we didn't blow it open, like in the very first quarter, we were up 13, actually, 29-16, but we just weren't hitting threes in the beginning. And then when the shots started falling, I was like, all right, they're just not going to have the offense to match up with us. And, I mean, we cruised. 29-16 in the first quarter. We outscored them 29-19 in the second quarter. And then they outscored us 25-23 in the third. And then we outscored them 33-31 in the fourth. But it really felt like the game was over at halftime, to be honest. We were up by 23 points. I mean, 58-35. It just felt so easy. When we have 4-star caliber players on the court, and my takeaway too is not only that it was too easy, but I really like the balance where, for example, in this game, James Harden in the first quarter didn't actually score till there were 2 seconds left in the first with a floater. It felt like we were trying to get Kawhi going early and trying to get Norm going early. And Zoo as well, more so than Harden. And I actually like that approach for this reason, because there are going to be lineups. Like, for example, in this one, we took out all three of Norm, Zoo, and Kawhi and left Harden in with bench players. It was like him, Bogey, Nico, Eubanks. Remember, Amir Coffey's still out as well. And Harden's going to have to really create, really dominate the ball with, alongside Bogey in those lineups. When we have everybody in together in that starting lineup, I think we should look to get some of the other guys going before James Harden starts looking for his, because then it will also conserve his legs a little more for the second half of games. So I like the approach we had in this first quarter. Kawhi Leonard, 9 straight points at one point. Started with 2 mid-ranges where he just got to his spot effortlessly, which he's been doing lately, and then 2 free throws, then a pull-up 3, and then Zoo had 2 straight buckets on some lefty jump hooks and was grabbing every rebound in sight. He had 9 rebounds in the first quarter, which tied his career high for a quarter. But without Spencer Dinwiddie hitting, the Mavs really didn't have anything. And I thought we got good contributions around the board. Drew Eubanks, this might have been his best game as a Clipper. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, just 1 turnover. Had a little nifty footwork at one point of the game. Shot 6 for 7 in 18 minutes. So really solid game for someone like Drew Eubanks. But the big four, you got 20 from Kawhi in just 24 minutes. You got 14 and 13 from Zoo in just 27 minutes. You got 13, 4, and 5 and 2 steals for Harden in 30 minutes. You got 14 on 5 for 11 shooting from Norm in 30 minutes. So, you got to love that it felt so easy. I'm not going to lie to you. I obviously wasn't able to attend this game, but I was getting bored watching this game. It was just after the first half, it was like we were on cruise control the rest of the way, which is very comforting, and it's totally fine with me. I don't mean to say boring is bad. I'll take boring. 27-11 is our home record now. 2-0 on this 5-game homestand so far. We got these same guys again on Saturday night. We'll see if Anthony Davis plays. We'll see if Kawhi Leonard plays, but the Clippers win it 114-91. And my takeaways are that not only was it just too easy with the way that we have our big four just working all at once, I like the approach of James Harden letting the other guys eat in the first and just being a table setter, running some pick and rolls, and then he gets to his when we inevitably go with lineups that he's going to have to create more. But coming up, going to be talking about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi watch. It's consistent. We're doing it every time. What was he looking like in this one? Going to be talking about that coming up. I got to tell you a little something about 5-hour energy. Daylight savings snuck up on us again. And if you're feeling that lost hour of sleep, 5-hour energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, staying up watching the NBA, or just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5-hour energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. Whether I'm going to coach or I'm going to a game, 5-hour energy is easy to grab and keeps me feeling refreshed. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab a 5-hour energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized. I got to tell you a little something about Wayfair. Spring is here, and that means it's home project season. Whether you're refreshing a room or tackling a full renovation, Wayfair is the best kept secret for all things home improvement. From small updates like stylish cabinet hardware to major upgrades like new vanities, sinks, or outdoor lighting, Wayfair has quality products for every budget. I just upgraded my living space. Well, moving into a new spot. We were with Wayfair, and the selection was incredible. Wayfair makes home improvement easy. Get started now at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. All right, talking about the Clippers' 114-91 win over the Dallas Mavericks, our 45th win of the season, which officially gives us more than the 2023 Clippers, the 2022 Clippers, the 2018 Clippers. But we got some Lob City teams and some like last season. I don't know if we're going to catch last. We're not going to catch last season, but we got 5 games left. Dallas, Houston, San Antonio at Intuit, and then we've got the NorCal two-step with Sacramento and Golden State to end the season. Now, Kawhi Leonard, every single episode after a game, I said in these last 20 to 30, we're going to spend on a Kawhi watch, see how he's progressing. And it's another 20-point night for Kawhi. That makes 11 straight of him scoring 20 or more. The guy, and he did it in just 24 minutes. He did it efficiently. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal on 8 for 17 shooting and 2 for 5 from 3. And I love when we can just get Kawhi some shots early, even if he misses the first couple. If he just gets a feel of the rim by that 3rd or 4th shot, it's going in. And then when Kawhi starts hitting some shots, he starts hitting a lot of shots. So that's the beauty of Kawhi. He just needs to get in rhythm. 11 straight games of 20 or more points. He's looking absolutely incredible. It still lists him as questionable for Saturday's game. I honestly don't know if he should play. I'm just a little bit nervous about that. But let's look at the matchups for this game. Kawhi was guarding Najee Marshall. Norm was on Klay Thompson, who left the game early with an injury, it seemed. Zoo on Daniel Gafford. James Harden on PJ Washington, and Chris Dunn on Spencer Dinwiddie. Of course, Zoo in drop coverage. But as I said, when Kawhi got to that 9-0 run, or 9 straight points, that kind of created separation, and we never really let up after that. So seeing Kawhi get to his, do great. He was in his bag in the 3rd quarter as well. And we talked about nothing was coming easy for Kawhi early on when he first came back and he was on a minutes restriction. But now you're starting to see more of what we saw last season and in 2023, just getting to his spots. You know what I'm saying? He may have lost a step a little bit. He might not be as quick, but he's looking more spry lately. He just needs to be able to get into his spots, get into that 15 feet or closer range. And it's like a layup for him. Those turnarounds are smooth. They're going in, just dropping in like water. But in that 2nd quarter as a team, we went on, I believe, a 10 or 12-0 run. And again, just kind of blew it open. And after that, it was, Derrick Jones Jr. getting out and running, Zoo rim protecting, Harden floaters. And it felt legitimately too easy. I kid you not. So looking at the lines for other guys besides Kawhi, you got James Harden. He didn't shoot very well, and he turned the ball over 5 times. But he had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals on 4 for 11 shooting, 1 for 4 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the foul line in 30 minutes. And if you're telling me that he didn't make a positive impact in the game because he was inefficient and he turned the ball over, I disagree. I thought his defense was solid, and he just gives us another star player. Simple as that. And guys like that, with their gravity, their attention that they get, the relief that they give to guys like Kawhi, to guys like Norman, everyone really, the way they make life easier for Zoo. You need James Harden on the court to get the best version of this team. As far as Zoo, another double-double, just another night at the office, rebounding everything in sight, 14 points, 13 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers on 6 for 14 shooting. So not the best shooting game for Zoo, just 2 for 4 from the foul line, but in 27 minutes continues to make a great impact every single night. And by the way, Twitter was going crazy yesterday, and I definitely was contributing to the whole campaign, but seems like some people are starting to take note of Ivica Zubac's defense this year and how he should probably be on a defensive team, and maybe he should be in the race for Defensive Player of the Year, just given that guys like Wemby and certain guys are not going to hit the 65-game threshold. So, look, I am not going to speak on Defensive Player of the Year because it's hard to gauge defense when you don't watch every team. I've obviously watched every game Zoo has played this season, or all but one or so. I have to look back. I watched a couple of condensed games during that period where I wasn't recording episodes, but he's been awesome. I think he's been our most impactful defender overall, even though what Chris Dunn to me does, in my opinion, is more impressive, even though it's not necessarily more impactful because, staying with quick guards, especially in this era where you can't really put hands on guys the same way that, unless you're the Thunder, of course. But Chris Dunn, he has to guard these tough guys, navigate through screens. It's very difficult. Zoo is a big guy, protects the rim. I think that's more valuable because he erases shots and whatnot. But we saw what Zubac with no point of attack defense really looked like. And that was having to guard 2 guys at once a lot of the times in the past couple of years. And that makes him look bad. And then people are like, Zoo's playing terrible. He can't guard his man. It's like, dude, if guys are getting erased on screens, he has to step up and guard. And since someone's got to help the helper. So then it comes down to what kind of rotations you have. Norman Powell, a very solid game. And he got, he missed a couple of threes early, but then he hit a couple of threes off the dribble and got going after that. 14 points, a rebound, 2 assists, a steal, no turnovers on 5 for 11 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the foul line. So, again, right now the Clippers are playing some of the hottest basketball in the league. We've won 12 out of our last 16 games right now. I mean, what can you say? Actually, no, 13 out of the last 17. It might even be 13 out of the last 16. Wow. 13 out of the last 16 games. That's pretty impressive. That's the kind of form that we're in. And Kawhi is looking good. I'm a little nervous about the Saturday game thing, but Kawhi's looking really good. As far as Chris Dunn, he started alongside those 4, and he looked very solid. He had 5 points early on, and when Chris Dunn's making his shots, that makes him one of the best role players in basketball. 9 points, 6 rebounds, just 1 turnover on 4 for 6 shooting, and 1 for 2 from 3 in 24 minutes. Really solid game for every starter to be in double figures outside of Chris Dunn, who had 9 points. So we'll take that. But coming up, we're going to be looking at the standings watch after another day of NBA basketball and talking about the guy who lit it up in the second half again, Mr. Bogdanović. I got to tell you a little something about open phone. Running a small business means you're wearing a lot of hats. Your personal phone becomes your business phone, and before you know it, you're juggling customer calls day and night. As your team grows, it becomes impossible to manage everything with just your personal number. That's where Open Phone comes in. It's the #1 business phone system designed to help you keep your work and personal life separate. For just $15 a month, the cost of a few coffees, you get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open Phone works through an app on your phone or computer and integrates with tools like HubSpot and hundreds of others. It also uses AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have a rundown of your calls and action items the second you hang up. And if you miss a call, no problem. Automated messages are sent directly to your customer, ensuring you never miss an opportunity to engage. Right now, Open Phone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/lockedonnba. That's openphone.com/lockedonnba for 20% off 6 months. Openphone.com/lockedonnba. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. All right. Clippers winning it 114-91 over the Dallas Mavericks on Friday night. Let us check the attendance numbers for this one. Sold out, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it. Obviously, I wasn't able to be there, and I won't be able to be there on Saturday, but I will see everybody who is going to be at the game on Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe it is, against Houston and San Antonio. But yeah, got their other Texas counterparts with handed them an L in this one. And Bogdanović was a huge part of it. I mean, he started getting hot, lighting it up from deep. Some of them are open. Some are semi-contested. Some he's got a guy all over him. I mean, he can light it up. But we knew this. Like, if you watch Bogdanović in Atlanta for a couple of years, and even back in Sacramento, he has this ability to get hot. I saw him play for the Kings against the Celtics one time when I was at UMass. And he and Buddy Hield were going off from 3. That was the 2020 season before COVID. Bogey had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal on 4 for 8 shooting, and all his makes were threes, 4 for 6 from 3. The guy has just added so much to this team. His ability to catch and shoot off ball and play off of the Hardens and the Kawhis, but then he also can be on the ball and create some shots and pick and roll, and he has a solid in-between game. I mean, it's been a real luxury. So another really good night for Bogey. And I always said he's kind of our X factor. When he plays well, it seems like we win. Derrick Jones Jr., by the way, there's no secret that when we shoot 47% from 3 or 40+% from 3, and why we've been hitting those numbers so much more recently, Bogey's a huge reason why. Because he's been shooting so well as a Clipper, which you love to see, given he was shooting horribly for the Hawks. Just 37% from the field and 30 from 3 as a Hawk this season, 48 from the field and 42 from 3 as a Clipper. I don't know if that's confidence. I don't know if he's feeling healthier, maybe both. I don't know, but we'll take it. Derrick Jones Jr. had a really solid game. 8 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals, 1 block. His help recovery, his defense is just awesome. And on ball and off ball, 3 for 3 from the field, made his only 3, was 1 for 2 from the foul line. Just a really solid game. Nico only played 5 minutes, so maybe we'll play, and had a donut across the board, not registering in any category. He was a +6 though in his 5 minutes. And I believe that he'll probably get more minutes on Saturday. So yeah, good win. Now let's take a look at standings watch. So we got the 4th best home record in the league right now. In the West right now, 27-11 behind the 3 teams at the top, Lakers, Thunder, and Rockets. I really want to have a better home record than the Lakers, to be honest with you. They've only got 1 home game left, the Lakers. So the worst record that they can have is 30-11, which would mean if we won out, we'd be 30-11. So we'll probably finish like 1 game below them in the home record. But our best players literally been out over half the season. Let's look at the standings, though. We moved back up to 7th. Now we have the same exact record as the Grizzlies, but we have the tiebreaker. So we are up, 45-32. 45-32 is the Clippers record right now and the Grizzlies record right now. We have the tiebreaker, so that puts us in 7th. Minnesota has the exact same record, so it's a 3-way tie right now, but the Wolves have the tiebreaker, and then the Warriors now are 1 game above all 3 teams at 46-31. And the funny part is that the Nuggets are only half a game above the Warriors. They're 47-31. So the Warriors with a win could tie them in their record. And then the Lakers are 47-30. So if they lose 1 game, now the Warriors might overtake them. So it seems like the Rockets might have number 2 clinched. I wouldn't mind that, because if we are in a playing situation, then it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I don't want to play the Lakers in a 3-6. That'd be dangerous. I'm okay playing the Nuggets, though, because I feel like they can't guard us. It's just we need to make sure that no one else besides Jokic gets hot. Jokic could average 40 in that series, and we just got to limit Jamal Murray, Westbrook. I think we can do that. But like the differences with Houston and Denver is that Harden might have a bad series against Houston because I know he knows that, that gym so well, and he's the Rockets guy and all that, but they have a lot of good defenders to put on Harden and Kawhi. Whereas Aaron Gordon can do a decent job on Kawhi, but then Harden is like, Christian Brown, but 1 screen. We can attack so many guys, and then Jokic and pick and roll. I don't know, but I want Denver and Houston, because we're not going to get Memphis. That ship has sailed. So it's got to be Houston or Denver for me, because otherwise it's going to be the Lakers, and then I'm going to have a heart attack and die. But if we win, I just don't want to play them first round. Luka and LeBron, it's not even just the whole fan thing, like them bringing their fans over to our arena, which I can't stand, which honestly, the Warriors would be the same thing. But if I had to choose between we've already played the Warriors in the playoffs twice. I've seen it. It's awful, but we'll take it over the Lakers, I think. And they have 0 answer for Zoo. And I think Jimmy Butler's great, but I don't fear Steph Jimmy as much as I fear LeBron and Luka together. There's just a strength level with those two. They can overpower you. But anyway, every day it's going to be changing. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DimeDropperPod. Subscribe to my own YouTube channel, Dime Dropper, for even more LA Clipper and LA sports and NBA content. And Locked On Clippers is free and available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you subscribe, guys. I see the number going up. Let's get to 7,000 before the playoff starts. I think we're around 200 away before the playoff starts, because we're going to be in them. And remember, the Locked On Clippers newsletter at lockedondaily.com. Sign up for it. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, you can follow us, or you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. The age-old proverb continues. Hold it down tonight at Intuit Clipper Nation. Let's get another dub. The age-old proverb continues. Go Clippers.